I want to be not just the Rolls Royce, but the Phantom of service here in South Florida. We are looking to honestly redefine what luxury travel is. I have so many clients who started booking with me, and they're able to transform their experience. We're not just providing transportation, we're transforming what is possible. So, as an example, because we have the restroom and the kitchenette and the luxury transportation and the TV and the Wi-Fi, instead of just doing a transfer to
Whoa,
Orlando,
there's a restroom.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay. What?
absolutely, change the background. So, yeah, there's a restroom.
Oh,
See,
oh my gosh.
restroom. The camera
That is
AI
so cool.
trying to put me in the frame, but yeah, it's a full restroom. Um, you know, it's stocked with paper towels, air fresheners, soap, lotion, hand sanitizer, obviously tissue. And again, it's got a kitchenette, it's got a microwave, a fridge, it's got a day bed. So we're able to transform travel.
That is a private jet. That's a literal private jet on wheels
But
with the
but
private jet experience.
yeah, but it's not just like we're not just doing transportation. So an itinerary would be we do a lot of trips in this industry, long distance point to point, say from Miami to Orlando. That's a regular trip. But
Okay.
what we can offer is you go to Orlando and the bus is with you the entire time. You go to different parks, you go to dinner, you have this private experience everywhere you go. The bus is there with you and then it comes back. So making a booking go from, a couple thousand to 10, $20,000 because
Sure.
able to provide that higher level of service that you can't get with any other vehicle, right? So
Yeah.
to grow that, we're working with the manufacturers of these buses. I've been very blessed to have some very, very good conversations with the manufacturers of Midwest and OGV, but the goal is these buses still have more capacity. Um, there's
Capacity. What do you mean as far as like not seating capacity for other luxuries, like
Yeah.
things that are
So
typically not.
if you imagine my clientele, I've been very, very blessed to attract a specific client. So when I started with Uber, it was almost funny that if you were to look through my HubSpot and my deck of clients, 90% are principals and CEOs. I did nothing aside from behave the way I behave. I did not market to them. I did not go to companies. But whenever a CEO would get in my vehicle, and again, keep in mind, I was trying to attract them by being in the right places. But whenever they get in my vehicle, they would convert to a client. I have CEOs of a lot of companies here in South Florida who are maybe not only just based in South Florida. So to become a CEO, there's certain things that or it's traits that you have and the details are important. You may not control all the details, but they're important, right?
Yes.
So with that detailed focus and client customer service focus, um, I know that, for instance, about 40% of my clients own these. They own these vehicles. They own these jet vans, and I know there's certain differences. So, for instance, when I had my Escalade, um, my previous Escalade, it was a platinum with everything. Not only was it a platinum, but I was even able to push it. I had live TV in it. Like we pushed the limits on that vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And they noticed those details. When I sold that car, some of my clients were like, "We're really, really sad that you're letting that vehicle go. We love this vehicle," which is crazy. It's just an Escalade, you know. But
Yeah, I know. I know, right?
so it's that, right? It's being willing to find the differences, find the details that matter to your clients. So again, people, man, limo owners are so judgmental. When I tell you, from the inspectors to other owners, they all laughed when I had a restroom. They thought it was freaking hilarious, you know, and now they're buying them. They're
Sure.
competing with me.
Sure.
So there's something there. And the next bus is going to be even further. I don't want to give too many details away, but these buses have so much capacity further beyond than what limo companies are thinking. And limo companies, when I first looked at this industry, looking at other builders, there's one I don't like, but I'm not going to say his name. But they look at how can I make this product as cheaply as possible. Now I understand profits are important, but when you look, if you actually pick up the seats on a limo sprinter, or if you actually look at the details behind these vehicles, they're so cheap. They're so built to the cent, and they're not thinking about the customer. They're not thinking about what's the best experience. They're just thinking about how can we throw them in there and make some money.
Yeah.
And that's not my goal. My goal is to push what is possible and to gain the highest tier of client and offer the highest level of service. So the goal in the next 3 to 5 years is to grow with the marketing, obviously, but to really push what is possible on the service level here in South Florida.
And the product level, it sounds like.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That's the goal.
Wow. Very, very cool. You know, it's kind of funny that you mentioned competition. So I think 2-3 years ago, I stumbled across someone who was kind of just copying everything I was doing. And even the website, I noticed the same system. And it really bothered me, actually, because I'm like, man, it took me so much time to come up with all of this. And this guy's just going to rip it off. And it's so funny that that I feel like deep down, part of us knows that they can buy the same vehicle. They can make it outfitted with the same things. They can copy everything. What can't they copy? They can't copy Christopher Watkins, right? The innovation, the thinking, the looking ahead, the vision. And that's why, you know, anyone watching this, I get it. It's very easy to just start focusing. And to this day, I still have to remind myself this. It's when a client works with you, especially the kind of clients you are targeting, trust me, they, like you said, they notice these details, and they notice that you notice that they notice, right? And that you care. And that's why they want to work with you. Someone else could come with the same sort of offer for a lower rate. Guys that are at that level, no, they'd rather, it's more about the relationship. It's more about, I like working with Christopher, right? And that's the that's the nice thing, because there will, in some sense, never be any competition for you. But I do also understand that it is nice to be a little bit ahead of the game, right? In terms of product ideas in the bathroom thing. That's what a great story. They're laughing now. They're all getting them. It's when I first heard that, I'm like, oh man, what if someone has to, like, isn't it gonna stink up the bus or something? But the more I think, I'm like, wait, as opposed to going to some public restroom, right? And so, yeah, that's brilliant. I love the bathroom idea, because then also it's just, you don't have to stop for, bathroom breaks or whatever. It's really like a little mini RV in some sense, right? With your own chauffeur and these guys, yeah, these sorts of clients you're working with, they could drop, to most of us, it sounds crazy, 20 grand to go to Orlando, right? Just nuts. Like, who's gonna, but and that's the hardest thing about attracting the type of clients that all of my clients at Limo Marketer and the whole industry wants. The hardest thing is we don't think like them, right? Very well, very, very, the richest of the rich, they think differently. They think differently about value, about all this stuff. And so, but with your, insight in the beginning, hey, don't be afraid to give value. Just starting there, it will come back to you. And I think maybe part of it is we've always been told, oh, rich people are greedy, they're selfish, they're cheap. that's how they got there. They cheated or whatever. Most of that's BS. Sure, are there some examples? Probably, but I feel like most of it's BS. They got there because they just gave a ton of value. Because when you give a ton of value, it comes back, and many times over usually. So, wow,
Yeah.
what
A couple things. When I launched my business in 2020 and launched my website, it took 8 months before there was another C-suite limousine who copied me. So, but they didn't know. And what's crazy is that one has gone out of business. There's another one, but they don't know, right? They don't know what makes it C-suite limousine. So,
Yeah,
you can copy it all you want, but you have to understand the reasoning behind that. And the reasoning behind that is because
exactly.
I have been able to attract CEOs, right? So that's the reason why I named it that. And then the other thing um, is I struggle with the marketing in the sense of I need to attract something that the client has no idea exists. So I'm in this
Mm.
space where, yeah, word of mouth is extremely powerful with this. But again, because I'm transforming what transportation can be, people might want it, but they can't even wrap their head around what you can experience. So, for
I think I see where
example,
you're heading.
mhm,
What with search ads? Sorry, but for search ads, they already are searching for that thing, right?
mhm.
Whereas what you're talking about, a lot of people don't know it exists, right?
Yes, 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 exactly. So seeing is believing. I love doing demos and shows, things like that because people have to see it. They can't imagine it. When they
Yes.
see it, it blows their mind. Um, and then, you were talking about the restroom. So we had a client for Hurricane Milton. We got a call in the middle of the night. Right? Maybe the hurricane was going to hit maybe 4 hours before. Pregnant lady, 8 months pregnant, needed to get from Tampa and evacuate to Atlanta. And we did it. We were able to get there. There was no fuel. It was a whole mission, but we got her out, and so it has a day bed. So she was able to lie down. She laid down the whole trip. She used the restroom a couple times. We did not stop. So from Tampa to Atlanta, the bus did not stop. So the 8.5, 9 hours it ran, and she was able to just relax and take a nap, and she was sleeping or whatever. And she had to get up because she was pregnant. She was able to use the restroom nonstop. So
Yeah. No, that's
that
yeah.
same lady has now become a return client. She's traveled with us 6 more times between Atlanta and Tampa and Orlando. So that one experience. I mean, we talk about all the time. I get to see the kid. The kid is born now. So that kid will always have that story. From her parents of that
Yeah.
situation. So yeah.
Very cool.